What's up everybody, my name is Kasper Nørgaard and today we're going to talk about how to set the right white balance for your camera in 2 different ways. Keep watching. White balance is used to set the whites in your image, which controls the temperatures of the light, and the more accurate you set your temperatures in your camera to your surroundings, the more accurate your skin tones will get. All cameras, including your iPhone, has a white balance set as automatic from the factory settings. And this is where your camera automatically adjusts the white balance depending on where you are pointing your camera at. So it changes all the time and it's not always that accurate. The white balance has to be set every time the light temperatures in the scene changes, and these color differences are measured in Kelvin. Normal sunny daylight has a temperature around 5600 Kelvin, where indoor household lighting is around 3200 Kelvin, also known as tungsten. In general, you can follow these rules if you don't know the exact temperature of the light, but the more accurate you know the temperature of the light, the better skin tones you will get in your image. And it will also be easier to match your different shots together. In most DSLR cameras, your captured image will be locked to that chosen color temperature, which makes the post-production a nightmare if you set it wrong. In high-end cameras which shoot in RAW, you can change the color temperature in post without affecting the quality of the image. If you set the white balance wrong, it will affect your image and thereby your final result. For example, if you set it way too low, the cooler colors will appear and your image will get a blue tint, and the warmer colors like yellow if you set it too high. The white balance can be changed in the camera menu and directly on the camera button called WB, which is for white balance. Sometimes you have to set your camera to manual mode first, which I also made a previously video about, and I placed the link down below in the description. Okay, go to your camera, press the white balance button WB. In here your DSLR camera will have some preset settings to fit the different situations, like sunny, cloudy, indoor, and different modes which you can manually change and save. To get the best temperatures, you can use a gray card to set your custom white balance. This is where the camera analyzes the frame you're shooting and sets the white balance to one of these modes we're talking about. On the Panasonic Lumix GH5 there are 8 different changeable modes, 4 which you can change the light temperature manually, and 4 where you can let the camera calculate the right white balance. But let's start using the gray card. Place the gray card in the framing and be sure that the light in the scene hits the gray card. Don't get it too close to the camera. It has to be filled by the whole screen, but if you take it out of the light, you won't get the most accurate white balance. The gray card has 2 sides, a white and a gray one, but use the gray one. It's 18% gray. Choose the area that's filled by the gray card and click on set. And now your white balance is correctly set to the light in the scene. Another way is to set the temperature of the light yourself. We know that the daylight is around 5600 Kelvin and the indoor is around 3200 Kelvin. To get more correct measurements of the light, you can use different devices that measures the light for you, both as a separate unit and a unit for your smartphones, but they're not that cheap. Through another YouTuber, ARMONDO Ferreira, not pronounced correctly, sorry, I recently heard about an app for your iPhone. It's called Light Spectrum Pro, and yes, it's only available for iPhones at the moment. Link to Armando's video is down below. This application analyzes the live image captured by the internal camera and calculates the relative CCT color temperature in Kelvin. It costs around $2, which is pretty cheap compared to other devices.
Okay, let's start changing this scene. In this scene we are going to use the iPhone with the Light Spectrum Pro app, which can analyze which Kelvin I need. So let's start by looking at this setup with a daylight balanced light and a tungsten light. Then we're going to check this dining light, followed by a light in the kitchen. Yeah, start by opening the Light Spectrum app on the iPhone. Here you can see the background is analyzed with the iPhone camera around 2900 Kelvin. If we turn on the light for the daylight balanced light, the value will change instantly. As you can see here, the Kelvin value bumped up to 5000 Kelvin. If we turn off this light and turn on the tungsten balanced light, it will change again. So right now it changed around 6000 Kelvin. So it went from 5000 Kelvin at daylight balance and went down to 6000 Kelvin at tungsten balanced light. If we take a look around, we can see the tungsten balanced light is on right now. And if we take a look at the dining table, it's around 28, 29. If we take a look around in the kitchen, it's around 28.
Don't point it directly at your light source because different light sources may have different temperatures. So point it at your scene, or else you can have a tungsten light and a daylight balanced light, which is fine in the scene, but separately you'll get the wrong reading on your phone.
This scene is around 3400 Kelvin. If you look directly at this light, it's around 65,000 Kelvin, 6500 Kelvin, and the tungsten balance is around 38 right here. So mixed together, the scene is like this.
Once you have this information, change the Kelvin value manually in your camera and you're good to go. Cheap LED lights often has a slightly green tint, so use the diagram to adjust from this by adding a small of the opposite color. If you have any suggestions for a topic that I should cover, leave it down below. Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the future.